Oh dear. Did you see what happened in there? Oops.
Mama.
Yeah, oops, mama. Hey everyone, welcome to my home kitchen. This week's Genius recipe is for the lightest and quickest muffins I think I've ever made. And it's all thanks to an ingredient that you probably have not thought to use in baking. I know that I had not myself.
Cut.
Okay,
All right.
and now keep going. This week's recipe comes from Jarrell Guy's creative, beautiful, inspiring cookbook, Black Girl Baking. And it is so full of wholesome recipes that use ingredients that I would never have thought to put together. And if that sounds exciting to you, this would be a very good time to hit like and subscribe so that you can get more recipes from geniuses like Jarrell, as well as support everything else that Food 52 is doing on our channel. Thanks. This recipe is super quick in two different ways. It's very, very quick to stir together, just 6 ingredients, I think. And then it bakes, I'm not kidding, in my oven it baked in 10 minutes. This one is so light and effervescent that, yeah, that's a hint at what's coming next. It's so light that this batter bakes through super fast. So first thing to do is put all our dry ingredients together. This is spelt flour. You could use white whole wheat flour as well, just kind of like a whole grain flour. That was, I went too fast. That was baking soda and salt. And then whisking all the dry ingredients together so they're evenly mixed. And then I'm going to dump over some raw agave nectar. This could also be honey, which is another version that I really love. The honey flavor comes through pretty strongly if you use honey. The agave is a little bit more mellow and neutral. This is some melted and cooled butter, but if you wanted to make these vegan, you could use a neutral oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, whatever you've got. Okay, that's 5 ingredients down. And now this, the secret ingredient, the last one is kombucha, which is that fermented fizzy tea drink that I had never seen in baking recipes before. I bet you haven't either. Did some Googling, it's not very common. And it does this really cool thing when it comes in to the batter. It's going to fizz a bunch and froth up this batter, not just because it's so bubbly. Look, see all the bubbles that are being unleashed now that I've opened it, but also because of all that baking soda reacting with the acid in here. It's just like the volcano that you made in 4th grade science fair where you put baking soda and vinegar together and they make lava. There's a whole genre of cakes, vegan cakes, no less, that use that reaction to leaven the cake. So you don't have to beat eggs, you don't have to cream butter and sugar, you don't have to whip egg whites, you don't have to do anything mechanical to get that lift because everything is happening from the reaction of the baking soda and acid. So in this case, kombucha is bringing acid to react, sweetness, flavor, and bubbles for even more leavening. And it's gonna do really cool stuff when you pour it in. And Jarrell says not to overmix here because it could make the muffins tough. But I've also found that you don't have to be ultra delicate with it either. You will see as you're mixing it, the bubbles will subside a little bit. But even when I've been a little bit careless, the muffins have still come out super fluffy and light. So really all you're looking for is just the batter to be evenly mixed and no kind of lumpy stuff like that. And as soon as you see no more lumps, you can scoop and bake and have muffins in 10 minutes. This should theoretically make roughly 12 full-size muffins. My muffin cups happen to be a little small, so it actually made like 23 muffins. Whatever size muffin cups you have, you probably want to not fill it more than 3/4 or so full, because Jarell has designed this recipe so that it starts at a really high heat so that it then puffs up and makes a nice dome in the oven. And then after 5 minutes, we turn the oven down. So I wouldn't fill them, like this is kind of pushing it, but I think it's gonna work out because I made these last night and it worked out okay. This recipe, Jarell says, was inspired by both her love of kombucha, this somewhat addictive, sweet, sour, fizzy, fermented drink. She said that basically it has replaced soda in her life as this like very refreshing, kind of like hits you in the back of the throat, thirst quenching drink. So she would have like one a day and started baking with it too. Also, because she was living in Boston at the time, she was inspired by Irish soda breads, which also are one of those breads that, or one of those baking recipes that harnesses the interaction between baking soda and acids. It's a bread that is a quick bread. It doesn't need yeast and it doesn't need time to rise. It's just from a chemical leavener, just like this one. Pop quiz, how long do they bake and at what temperature, Mike?
10 minutes.
What temp? How hot?
I was never told. It was not communicated to me. Tell me and I'll say it on camera.
Okay, so they go in at 425.
425.
Fahrenheit. And 5 minutes later, you drop it down to 375. And I just got my oven thermometer in. I know that my oven is correct, which is really a comfort because the light goes off in this oven. So I don't actually even necessarily know if it's still on. But with my oven thermometer, I know that for sure. Are you learning things, Mike, about our kitchen?
Terrifying.
Oven thermometers are so cheap. They're like $5 and they will save all of your baked goods. These little muffins are going in at 425 for 5 minutes, and then I'm dropping the heat down to 375. And about 5 minutes later, we'll have muffins.
Fair enough.
Thanks, Mike. Well, my other muffin tin is busy holding muffins I made last night, so I'm gonna try baking off the rest of this as a cake. I hope I didn't disturb the other muffins. Sorry, guys. You might recognize Jarell's beautiful work from her blog, Chocolate for Basil, as well as this book, Black Girl Baking, but she also has launched her own food photography and styling business with her partner, where she shot the cookbook Jubilee from Tony Tipton Martin, which you may remember from the Louisiana barbecue shrimp that I featured in Genius Recipes earlier this year. I cannot believe that was just earlier this year. Do you want to take a quick peek? We don't want to do like a long peek at the muffins because we want to leave them alone, but I just want to show where they're at right now. Ready? Quick peek. Go. And closing. Okay, now action peek. I'm going to reset this. Look, you can't even see the temperature, but, right? You can't see it at all. I think these are done, but I'm going to double check. Yep. I could probably even take them out a little bit sooner, but it's not a problem. They are just so light and fluffy that they can't be dry. Look, they even had little kombucha lava flows on some of them. It's pretty cute. Yay, are you excited? Are you excited about these muffins? Yeah.
Will she eat it?
I think she'll eat it. What do you think about that muffin? Do you want some butter on it? Or do you want to just eat it like that? It's warm. How is it?
No.
More? Okay. Want some butter? What do you think?
Mom.
More? Cheers. No, no cheers? Too busy? Wow.
Pass the test.
Uh-huh. This is the lightest muffin I've ever had. I think it will be the same for you. Kombucha really is an amazing ingredient in baking, and this recipe is the perfect place to start. Is it good? No, it's not good? It's not good. More.
Mixed messages. We'll see. We'll find out.
This recipe is a big hit. I hope you make it. I hope you love it. And I hope you check out our podcast, which has been running for a few weeks now. And we've been having lots of fun conversations. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called the Genius Recipe Tapes. I can't wait to hear what you think about that too. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Oops.
Oops. Mike, do you want to come see this?
Deserves a zoom.
Oops. Oopsie.
Other uses for
Oven thermometers.
oven thermometers.
Cake decoration.
Cake
okay,
immersion.
that's done.
Can't win them all.
Oopsie. Oops.
Oops.
That's okay. The cake will be good.